Hello, everyone. So thanks again for joining us here on another edition of our Alumni Chats. Today, I'm here in Vermont, joined remotely by one of our alumni from our Morocco Multiculturalism and Human Rights program. Would you like to take a moment to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Alexis Alvarez, and I'm a Global Development Studies major at the University of Virginia, and I studied abroad in Morocco during the spring semester, so last spring semester.
Well, excellent. Thank you for taking some time out of your busy schedule just to chat with us today, and we'll jump right into it. So there are a lot of options out there to study abroad, either in Morocco or direct enroll somewhere else. So what made you choose the Morocco program and the SIT in particular?
So I knew I wanted to go to Morocco for a long time, and so it was more of what program did I want to go with. And I just really fell in love with SIT's experiential focus on learning, and also the theme-based. I liked that I could go and learn, like I did human rights and multiculturalism, and that's something I'm extremely passionate about. And so from looking through the brochures, I loved that it was really shaped around that theme. That I also had the opportunity to do an independent study, an independent research project that I thought was an amazing opportunity to be able to actually do research and conduct research abroad.
Excellent. So you mentioned a couple different things, theme, research. If you had to choose one aspect of the program that was your favorite, what would that be?
I think, honestly, the overall structure of learning at the Center for Cross-Cultural Learning, because they really immersed you into the culture. So we had lectures from Moroccan professionals and Moroccan professors, which I greatly appreciated. And they also allowed us to go to different nonprofits and travel, which I just loved how the lessons, academic lessons, were also weaved into like the everyday lessons that we were learning just from living abroad.
Excellent. Now, do you want to go into your independent research a little bit and whether or not you've been able to continue the studies in the region or the topic while you're back at Virginia?
Sure. So I studied domestic violence and intimate partner violence among Moroccans, and I focused on the perceptions of men because after reading the literature, I realized that that was kind of something that was missing. They didn't really talk about how men perceive domestic violence. And so I was given an advisor who worked at an organization called IMRA, which was an organization dedicated to violence against women. And so she guided me and helped me find people to interview, helped me develop interview questions, helped me find research. And I really enjoyed going through that process. And I learned so much I was able to present it to my major advisor when I returned. It was partially to get credit, but also so that I could present my work. And that was amazing just to share my findings. And people were so intrigued and amazed. And I really just enjoyed the entire process.
That sounds really fascinating there, and I'm glad that you're able to continue the studies along that lines now that you're back home.
Yeah.
So to change topics a little bit, change directions, even though you were in one of our bigger programs, you'll see that our programs are capped at about 30 students, and that's done intentionally, so you can have a really small, personalized experiential learning environment, which is great, but then it means a lot of people don't know who we are. So how would you explain SIT study abroad to someone who has no idea?
I would explain SIT study abroad as a very hands-on and personal study abroad experience where you have the opportunity to fully immerse in your host culture, and where you have, they really make sure that there are people in your host country supporting you through any academic endeavor, through any cultural learning. And I think I would emphasize the small nature of the program because you're really able to form bonds with other people on your program as well as the instructors there, which I think can be really beneficial to development while you're abroad.
That is very good to hear there. So now I'm trying out a new question with some of our alumni here. I want to know, are there any misconceptions you had about North Africa, the Middle East, or Morocco that were totally changed, or your perspective got changed or didn't change while you were studying abroad in Rabat?
Yeah, actually, a stereotype that I had, I just thought that I was gonna have to be completely covered from head to toe at every moment of every day. Like, I didn't think I was even gonna be able to wear short sleeve t-shirts. Like, I didn't bring very many. I had long sleeves, I had sweaters, I had long pants and jackets because I was just like, oh, like they're very conservative. And then once I arrived, like I noticed that there are some people that will dress and like wear the hijab and be modest and covered, but then there are people who dress exactly like I do when I was at home. So I actually did a little shopping while I was in Morocco because I realized that I had more freedom with my dress than I thought, and that was definitely a preconceived notion that I thought everyone was going to stare at me if they could like see my arms or my legs or something, but that definitely was not the case.
Yeah, walking around the Medina last week and the week before, I definitely noticed it was the range was all there.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Whereas,
yeah. So now, as we come to the end of this small interview here, I always like to ask alumni if they could reach through and give a little bit of advice that they wish they had when they first started the application process. What would that be? As you think about where you were when you were applying, what advice or tips or recommendations can you give a prospective student?
I would say for someone who's applying, I would try to put a good amount of thought into what you might want your independent research to be, because once you're in the country, there's a lot going on and you start to get interested in a myriad of things. But if you already have something that you're interested in before, that can give you a starting point and help you get started. And I know that when I was applying, I didn't necessarily think out like what I would want to do for my research. And then when I got to my host country, I was kind of overwhelmed with all these ideas because everything just seems so exciting. So I would say definitely put some time into thinking about that. But in the same breath, a lot of people end up changing those anyway. But I think it's good to just get yourself in the mindset before you arrive.
And that could not be truer words. So again, thank you very much for taking some time. Is there anything else that you would like to say that we didn't touch upon today?
I would just say that it's a really awesome experience, even though it's a smaller setting. I think that is what made this study abroad experience so amazing for me.
Excellent. Well, do keep in touch. We love to hear what our alumni are up to, and you have a good rest of your day.
Thanks, you too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.